Yay, challenge time! Okay, well, my challenge slash goal was observing how animals are the transcendentalists, and I actually went to attempt the skills that I learned. So I went out to the woods, watched, tried to figure out, hey, what are some of the skills that animals actually use, and how, like, are they able to survive in general with, like, just trying to discover these different skills. Each day I spent 1 to 3, 4 hours just either sitting or walking around the woods to try and figure out these skills, which I thought was difficult at first, but not too bad. Well, day one was trying to define sounds and kind of filter through the sounds. This is where I sat for most of the days, just on some rocks that I saw. There's my gorgeous picture that I drew there. But it was really just trying to see what sounds I could hear, along with focusing on some, along with just the wind was blowing really hard, along with branches just crinkling, cracking. And then how I thought of this one was chickadees actually came, the little birds were flying around me and just chirping at me nonstop. So I'm like, okay, well, that's more of a warning sign and just saying, like, hey, you should get out of here, and warning to everyone else, all the other animals, that there's something abnormal, something different that everyone's aware of. So it's like, okay, how are animals able to filter through these different sounds that they hear all the time? For day two, it was more of just noticing the movement, different movements that of anything moving. How this one came up was actually a mouse. Came up, jumped through the leaves on the ground, and scared me half to death. That was fun. And with the mouse, it was... I always kind of learned how to see the movement before anything with hunting, so it wasn't too difficult, but it did get me thinking. Day three was noticing disadvantages in different creatures, and how animals and just creatures and plants are able to survive depending on others' disadvantages. What I mean by that is, for us, we have terrible senses. Sight, not the greatest. Sense of smell, even worse. Hearing, etc. Now, with animals, they are so much more enhanced that they can actually sense what is going on and everything. Fluff that now. And it's just incredible that all of our senses have actually dumbed down so much that we can't notice these things, but we are able to use technology on our side, which is a disadvantage against the animals. I mean, I guess, to put it that way. Day four was using surroundings. So basically, more of just natural resources. So this right here is a spring, a natural spring in the ground, which I come across every day. Not every day, but whenever I go out to the woods. It's not just a puddle of melted snow. It is actual water coming from the ground. And, I mean, all the animals rely on this for fresh water. And even in the summer and everything, it doesn't dry up. It's always a puddle. Now, with deer and even just squirrels and everything, they also go and rely on the food, like nuts, acorns, chestnuts, everything like that. So it's more of also sneaking and being able to hide. With the fur, it works really well. Now, with the learn strategy, it's kind of just an overview that I just thought about, okay, well, what did I actually figure out from this? Strategies is sneaking, learning how to step carefully, be quiet, along with noticing movement before you yourself are seen, which is difficult for me because I am terribly white and I just stick out like a sore thumb in the woods with everything brown or green, so I would blend in very well with snow. Not so much just regular woods, but just trying to blend in along with, like, pinpointing where sounds are coming from to know if it's a danger or if you know to be alert or not. That's another thing. Always have to be alert. Staying alert and knowing your surroundings of what's going on. If something seems off, you have to notice that immediately. Otherwise, not going to turn out too well. So how this relates to Transcendentalism, animals are transcendentalists. Well, if the simple living, they don't rely on anything, so the self-reliance and the power of nature, they're surrounded by it. That's what they live off of. And it wasn't too terrible of a challenge, mostly just thinking of it, but I did enjoy it, and it was quite interesting.